All right, here we go. Let's do this. We're going to be reviewing the market today for November 18th, 2025. Reviewing whatever we see. I might listen to music at the start, but we'll get into it and we'll lock in. Let's make this big. Or there's no. Okay. Yeah. Just going to keep showing up day after day after day. Let's keep going. So, open up TradingView. Dude, this Phoenix model, I called this live, and it's playing out so far, which is just insane. 10R off of this rejection block with stacked SMTs there. Anyway, let's just review everything in general. So, let's start with New York session. So, right at market open, we get this like whipsaw up, down, and then up. I'm not, honestly, guys, I think I just was a little premature here. This right here, this entry that I took, I'm not gonna lie, this ain't enough manipulation. I mean, this little move down and then up, that's not manipulation. This, much more obvious manipulation, but this, not so much. So one thing I will say about this is, hey, what up, Jill? This move here is not obviously manipulation. You need obvious manipulation for your trade. Does that make sense? Like this little move down and then up, I can't get behind that actually having been manipulation. In hindsight, right? I think this much more clear manipulation to the downside. The real good trade was actually the inversion back down, but we'll get into that. So, save this. So, manipulation needs to be obvious. Next thing I'm going to say is I think we manipulated all the true opens. Let's go ahead and look. What? I don't need that one. Is there no 730? Let's add it. Yeah, I might listen to music for a bit, guys. But I will still be talking and stuff. But I kind of just want to vibe to music right now. But we're gonna be reviewing everything, so yeah, this manipulation leg. This is why I like the true opens. The true opens are basically your reference points for identifying the manipulation. And so if it's true manipulation, it's always going to be above all the consecutive true opens. Does that make sense? Right? So one rule I maybe even could impose, if I want to, possibly, is say I must have manipulation for my trade to be valid. And for the manipulation to be valid, it must have manipulated above consecutive true opens, right? Now, then again, we manipulated all these, and so I thought we were going to go higher off of that, but... So, oh, we need 922. See, I thought was one reason I liked it, I'm not going to lie, is we had swept out all the true opens. Dang, bro. And then look at this. The way we backtest this. It's fascinating. So manipulation is not true manipulation unless it is above all the consecutive true opens. This is a note that I'm going to make. I think this is a very important note. Is not true manipulation unless it is above / below all the consecutive true opens of all the cycles. Hey, what up, Kelechi? How's it going? Dude, this, like, I genuinely, like, I'm gonna start working harder than I've ever worked before on being profitable. Like, ever. I'm gonna start working harder than I ever have before. And I know, guys, here's the crazy thing about trading is I know, like, one good day of me being locked in and then, like, for instance, sniping the long and then sniping the short and then sniping this long, one good day of, like, 3-3-yard trades or something like that, and I've recovered every loss, like, ever. So I don't care. I'm just gonna keep going. I'm not gonna get upset or get beat down. I know how perfect these markets are, so I just gotta keep moving and learning and moving and learning and moving. I don't care. I'm not gonna stop. No one can stop me. No one can stop me. I know how perfect these markets are. So, manipulation is not going to be true manipulation unless it's above or below all the consecutive true opens of all the cycles. And I really do think that's very important, actually. And so this is just basically, it's basically just like, how can you want AMD with your trades, right? So you want to have AMD that is like, you want the manipulation, you need accumulation, you need manipulation before you can consider entering your trades. Bro, you work hard. We see you backtesting every day, but doesn't matter. Clearly it's not good enough, right? Clearly I'm not going hard enough. And it's hard, man. It's hard. But I'm not going to sit here and cry and complain and say that I deserve it when I know I'm not doing everything I'm supposed to do every day. I know I'm not making the market recap every day. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Dude, it's not enough. I got to go harder. You know what I'm saying? I got to go harder. So yeah. And it's like, nothing's going to be handed to you. So another way to get really high probability manipulation is using StatMap. Like, my guess, I just want to look at this real quick. My guess is we went statistically to the statistical manipulation of the session. And we actually went deep into it. So we sweep out this liquidity pool. You see that? Where's the entry? That's what I'm trying to figure out. You know, something I'm thinking is this is probably a rejection block. Sorry, I'm just looking around. I'm not really talking much. I mean, you look at the remnant, it's like the remnants of a battle, and you come back and you look around, and then you see, oh, wow, this was really perfectly beautiful. The way we come back perfectly to equilibrium of this displacement. I think today was pretty hard, honestly. What can we learn from this, though? And why was the draw on liquidity lower? Was there an RTH gap? We actually had an RTH gap to the upside, which makes the fact we went lower even crazier. What up, Javier? I really want to learn from today, because today was a really interesting day. I think today was very, very difficult. I think most people had a hard time. Might just zoom out. I know we were above all the true opens. One thing that happened was we were within this 1 hour gap, and it was a premium gap of this displacement. Now, why did we go lower? Well, the draw on liquidity was lower. So yeah, 1 hour premium gap. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This was really hard. Check on daily, bro. Yeah, on the daily we inverse this gap, which, yeah, it's pretty bearish. And then we have another lower time frame inversion for value gap here. So yeah, 1 hour premium gap here, It's on a downtrend, exactly. And then we ended up getting SMT with this high. I think, with YM. Taking these stops and then going lower. We had the first presented for value gap get inversed. That was pretty significant. Actually, you know what I really liked is this. By the way, I think this is 90-minute SMT. I don't know. But this was the first presented for value gap. We inverse it. Okay, this is very, very interesting. Check this out. Right? I honestly think that just looking at the first presented for value gap can tell you so much. Like, genuinely so much. Right? We took out all of these stop losses here. Right? We get SMT. And now what is this, guys? This is a CRT down to this low on the 1 minute. When we get that closed down, now the drawn liquidity becomes this. And why is this a good CRT? Because it's just a very obvious range candle. You get what I'm saying? Like, this is an obvious candle range. We wick above it, close back within. We know with the high probability the low is going to be drawn to. But it's kind of hard to see that in the moment. But what I really liked was that we had first strike to the downside after sweeping these highs of this liquidity pool. I'll show you guys what I mean. So we sweep out the highs, we inverse the first presented for value gap, and then we back test it, and within this is first strike. Right, so 1 minute, first presented for value gap, gets inversed. Gets inversed, then back tested. Look for first strike here. Right? You guys see it? You guys see what I'm saying? We obviously had swept out all these highs. It's a giant liquidity pool. Once again, from a liquidity, when I think about liquidity, I'm not thinking about specifically highs. I'm thinking about ranges as well. This is just a giant range. I know that all these people got stopped out. So now we get SMT, we sweep out the high. Now, it's hard to see, but it's there. It's there. So, we identify manipulation with SMT. We were above all the true opens. This manipulation occurs above all the true opens. We might even be able to go down to a 15-minute gap here. I don't know. But I think the key is that the way we backtest the first center for value gap is really, really nice. Check this out. So when you look at it from this lens, right, this entire range is accumulation, right? Why do I say that? Because anyone at this point in time is underwater. Anyone besides the people who bought here, here, or sold here, 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 and here. They're all underwater, right? So conceptualize that. That whole range is accumulation. The whole entire range. But that's not easy to see. Maybe I want to actually mark it out like this. Yeah, that just makes it easier to comprehend. And then bang. Accumulation, manipulation, above all the true opens. I'm not saying today was easy. I really don't think it was. I think today was really hard, actually. But this was definitely first strike. Definitely. Yeah. First presented for value gap gets inversed here. And then back tested. Do you see what I'm saying, right? Look for first strike here. Probably on this change in state, there's the highest one, which is right there. That one, super scary. Not suggesting take that because I wouldn't take that, but that one probably ended up going crazy. Like if I took that, you can see that we ended up going much lower off of that. Actually, yeah, 8 projections perfectly. Could you imagine you took that from this body to the wick? 8 projections. That would be insane. I don't know. That's not human. That's some robot type crap. But I think more realistically, we can get in once we get this change in state right here. I like this one. And stop loss above the high of this candle. Or even maybe above this. Let's measure this out and see. By the way, look at how we go to OTE there. 4 projections, 7. Yeah. So this is correct. We're measuring this correct here. Actually, this is nice. How do we take this? Man, it's really not so straightforward. But yeah, the first line for value I've got inversed, filled. Yeah, I think you just got to be simple here and just say, okay, realistically, we get the change in state there. Let's enter on the retest with stop above the high. I think that's probably the most reasonable way to take this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? Or you can use the order block here. Because remember, order blocks are CASDs. Wait, I like that best. Yeah, I like using the order block best. And then we go 4 projections, and then 7, and then 8. Yeah, I think using the order block as the change in state works best there. So just remember that for the future, that sometimes you can use an order block for the change in state. Like this. And that's 4R. Down to what? The CRT low. So we're merging first strike with CRT. Man, that'd be such a cool trade. Okay, this was on Tuesday. I don't think this was an easy first strike, really, but I'm just journaling it. 1 minute aligning with the 15-second. So yeah, if it's not obvious for me, I'm not taking it. But obviously I wouldn't take it. But I don't know. I just like to note things just for the future, right? The more I note things, the more I see things live. Okay. But yeah, the main thing here to note is the way the market interacts with the first presented for value gap. It creates its own little market maker sell model, which is just so fascinating. You guys see what I'm saying? So here's the inversion. Right here, we backtest it, fill it, boom, lower. I don't know how Shaney caught the shorts, but you see what I'm saying though? Like the way the market interacts with it. It's not easy. I'm not saying it is. But I am saying I can notice it. I think today was a very difficult day. Like one of the most difficult days we had in a while. I think a lot of people took losses. Now, we did have a really nice, easy inversion at like 11, like way later in the day, which obviously would have been amazing had you been on the charts for it. I think the 2 minute is just wonderful. And this is one where I'd honestly consider front running. Just because I can tell we're going to go run liquidity. But even taking it on the 3 minute, you could do it, and you probably get away with it. I mean, we had two inversions here. One, and then two. So we'll look at both of those. Now, I don't know, because it's kind of, you could definitely make the argument that, like, the market was not bullish, so maybe not the best to take, but let's see if the Dodge indicator went off. Right? Bang. I like both of these, though. And I think these will both be probably like 1 hour trades. This one went off. This one did not. Once again, guys, you can't take every trade the Dodge indicator alerts because it's not always gonna work. But that's why you have to have discretion. Yeah, so I like both of these. I think this inversion, we'll mark it out as a 3 minute one, and then we'll go to lower time frame and look at the low time frame. And you probably just target those highs because this is just, wow, that's, Okay, now I think about it, that's terrible RR. So I don't know. I don't know about that one. I probably wouldn't take that. And also, you almost certainly get break evened out. So 1106. IPG on the 3 minute. I think the 2 minute was beautiful. I think if you could just catch this 2 minute up to these low resistance highs, this type of trade that you take and you're done for the day, and then you're cooked. I mean, you're not cooked. You're cooking. You know what I'm saying? This would be a front run of the 3 minute, but like I say, sometimes you front run because of conviction. In this case, I can tell it's AMD. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a very nice signature to this. And honestly, I'd probably just hold this. Once again, if you saw this in your journal, would you be upset if this was a loss? No, because this is really, really obvious AMD. And yeah, the 2 minutes front running the 3 minute, I don't care because, once again, it's about, sometimes it's about conviction. Conviction over everything else. So, this is 2R, right? No reason to hate on 2R. We can project this order block. But, yeah. So this is a 2 minute IPG. Would be front running the 3 minute, which, once again, I don't care in this case because it's obvious AMD. So this is where the patient people win if they can wait for this, but it's not easy. $11.06. IPG 2 minute front run of the 3 minute, and once again, I don't care that it would front run it. $11.06 2 minute front run of the 3 minute. Alright. Let's see if anyone's watching. I might take a break, come back, and then I'll keep going. 2 watching. Nice. Yeah, sometimes you gotta front run because of conviction. I don't know if you guys saw me call this out, but I said this was Phoenix Model, and I said it was Phoenix Model Live. Because you can just tell, here, well, we're going to talk about this actually. You can tell that this rejection block took stop losses. So we have all this range, this rejection block, it's empowered, right? You see how this rejection block is just, it took out all the stops from this entire range, and then now this whole range as well. So this rejection block, very, very strong rejection block. And then we come tap, looks like consequent encroachment. So what an interesting thought here. Look. We don't tap consequent encroachment when you measure it like this, but instead if I measure it like this, all of a sudden, now we do tap consequent encroachment. That's incredible, actually. Sweeping the equal highs into consequent encroachment. That's actually so cool. So this is gonna go on my notes. Actually, this is a very subtle thing, but I think this is valuable. Right? Note how I measured rejection block from here to here. This is gonna be more accurate. So once again, rejection block, accumulation, soup into CE. Yeah, we got to look at it like this, because this, I think this, if you took this trade, you're a goat. Now I'd love to know if we're above the true opens. Yeah, we're above midnight. Remember, midnight was like right here. So we're above midnight. We're above 1330. Yeah, this is brilliant, actually. Huh. Yeah, so here's midnight. So here's true day open. Here's 1330, true session open. They're actually right next to each other. 1352, that's the true 90-minute open. Now you start to see why smart money took this trade. $13.52. I'm not going to go any lower than that. Right, you see now what I'm looking at, right? Time and price. So 1 minute rejection block, taking these stops. Man, just one of these trades, dude. One of these trades changes everything. Changes everything. Now project this out. We go 7 projections. Crazy. Yeah, I would say take this 7 projections. I think 7's usually goated. Once again, imagine you took this. Yeah, it's on the 1 minute, right? Yeah. Alright, I'm gonna take a break. It's not a realistic trade, but I just like looking at stuff just to observe it, you know. I actually don't think it's totally unrealistic. It's just it's very very difficult, very very difficult. But there was another reason that this trade was extremely high probability, and it's because we had stacked SMTs. You can see we have SMT here, and here. Bro, I'm so locked in. I gotta do everything I'm supposed to do every day. I'm not saying this trade's realistic, but you guys get what I'm trying to say, right? Like this, the market's precise. It's very, very, very precise. This is actually a New York SMT, and then this. Not quite 90-minute SMT. Once again, guys, I'm listening to music. You guys already know that, but listen to your own music because I can't play music on the live stream. But dude, where's the New York SMT, bro? I have it. I know I have it. Ah, here it is. Or maybe I don't have it. Thought I had it, bro. That's crazy. We gotta make a new template for it then. Alright, you see what I'm saying? You could, I'm actually very curious. Is there a better projection than 7? Like, I'm wondering, what projection is this? Okay, this is very experimental. Because what if this is a precise projection? Might be looking to take profit there in the future. 13. That's... I'm not gonna lie, that's interesting. 13. 13. So it goes 4 projections, 7 projections, 13 projections. Why? The reason I say this is just because I've seen this happen a lot. That's why. Let's switch this to 13. This negative 16. I think that's gonna lead to more accurate results in the long term. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know if that means anything, but Anyway. Yeah, I'll just keep it like that for now. But it's just a thought for the future. Like, I just like observing things, seeing if they mean anything or not. This was a nice change in state. Right here. Just entering on that change in state was probably fine. Same with this one. Both of those were nice. And we were below true opens, right? Below midnight. Yeah. When you really study price action, it all makes sense. It all makes so much sense why it does what it does. Alright, we're below midnight. 1052. Look at that. Look at 1052. And then look at 1058. And then the manipulation occurs. And then we expand. Wow. That is precise, dude. And we're below the true session open as well. $7.30. Yeah, we're definitely below 7.30. I'm not. You don't even need to check it. This is why I like true opens, right? It helps you identify the true manipulation. Where's the manipulation actually? Here, well, we'll just make a note. So even this 1 minute inversion to the upside, you could maybe take that as a front run. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna just say yeah, you could. It's very obvious AMD below all the true opens. So I like this 1 minute front run. And then no drawdown. Oh, you know what? It's always interesting to see if we're delivering from anything. Like maybe an old gap or something. Or an end dog. Yeah, let's mark it out like that. Merging those candles together. Once again, guys, I'm listening to music. Highly recommend you listen to your own music. Yeah, I think stop loss here is honestly, you could go pretty aggressive on this. So yes, this is front running higher time frame. I don't care. I think it's obvious. Now, the safe thing to do is probably take profit here, but you could maybe hold it. Nah, I'm gonna be real. Like that. That's what I would do. You don't need to do anything crazy. You just gotta make the bank. Take profit and make bank. Maybe even re-enter. Even re-enter. This is probably 2022 model, but you know what I'm saying. But sometimes trades are just meant to be taken as they're meant to be taken, right? So in this case, I'd take profit. In here. And it's 1107, which is a 9. That's nuts, actually. 1107. This is on Tuesday. Or obviously. 1 minute IPG. No, yeah. 1107 inversion for value gap. 1 minute front run of the 3 minute and 2 minute. We'll just put front run 3 minute. And then we'll also put in brackets that it was at a 9. I have a video coming out on 369 later this week. So hopefully if anyone has any questions on it, I'll explain it later. So this is another version where you hold it. Once again, guys, I'm listening to music. Highly recommend you guys listen to music as well. But what time is this at? It's at a 10. There's something beautiful about these markets. I don't know. This is a nice breaker. So we could take this 5-minute breaker, look for 30-second change and stay back up to this liquidity pool. I actually like that a lot now that we're talking about it. Look at this, guys. This is a very, very clean trade. Five-minute breaker. Very nice signature to this breaker. Let's actually mark it out like this. Once again, we knew that was high probability manipulation. Why? It was below every true open. So we know that we've identified true manipulation because it was below every true open. Oh. I need to record the market recap today. Soon. These markets are difficult. And then, yeah, 30-second change in state. Wow. That doesn't get simpler than that. That's crazy. That's so perfect. And then we have the wick as the entry. We also rebalance to equilibrium. Where is it? It'd be crazy if we had SMT. We had SMT. Of course we did. Of course we did. Of course we did. Probably go like that. And then you could take the 7 projections. 4, 5, 6. Told you. What did I say? And actually, I measured it out badly. Like that. What did I say? 7 projections. Where did we go? 7 projections. It's almost like I know how these markets work or something. We go 8 projections too. 8 projections is more risky, but you can. You also could just go 4. You could just go here. Probably what I would do. But I'm just saying, we go 7. Nah, I'd go 4 projections. Let's be realistic. I'd probably just enter on that close, which means I'd probably go like this. And yeah, I guess it's not quite 4R. Or maybe it is. I guess it is. So I'd probably put stop there. I'm just being realistic, guys. You know what I'm saying? Man, these trades are not easy to catch, though. Man, because you know how you have, like, fast you have to be, like, right as that, you have to be anticipating it. You have to see the S&T and then anticipate it and then take it. You have to have outlined the breaker already. It's not easy. Should I trade London session tonight? I need to make the market recap. I just need to make it. So I'm going to end the stream. I'll make the market recap. Obviously, I don't have everything for backtesting done, but sometimes you just got to make the video. So, all right, 12:35, 12:34. Be cool if that was 369, but it's not. So 12:34, flow state close, 5-minute breaker, 30-second change in state. All right, I'm gonna make the market recap. Yeah, I'll be back later. I mean tomorrow. So.